Hello and welcome to Game Boy Color Classics. In this installment, the game is Cool Bricks, developed by Freestyles and published by SCI in 1999. This is a Game Boy Color only release that was also only released in Europe. So, Cool Bricks is an Arkanoid style paddle game where instead of having a paddle controller, you just have the D-pad. And as such, the game is kind of slower than it would be if it had an actual paddle controller. But this is actually a good thing, because if the game was too fast and, it didn't have adequate... You couldn't adequately control the paddle, the game wouldn't be nearly as fun as it is. Your goal is simply, of course, to clear all the bricks from every stage, and as you progress, the game gets more and more difficult, with adding more and more variety to it and changing things up. It's a Game Boy Color only game because the game has a lot of use of vibrant colors, and it doesn't really push the Game Boy Color to its max, but what it does do is allows the game to be more advanced and run at a faster pace than what the Game Boy alone could do. So although it's Game Boy Color only, don't let that bother you, because it kind of benefits from that. As you can hear, the soundtrack is very, very European. This is the kind of chiptune music that you would hear from, basically all European-only games like Asterix or something. So I got a power-up here that allows me to throw missiles. So I can launch a missile and clear the stage. Cool Bricks is rather similar to a Nintendo game that came out early for the Game Boy original, which was called Alleyway. And Alleyway is a kind of very simple game, and this game is also very simple. One of the differences here is that, unlike Alleyway, you do eventually get additional power-ups for your to play, so it's not actually completely as boring as simply playing Alleyway it can be. So getting this allows me to attach the ball to the ceiling, and then I can launch it wherever I want, so it's kind of interesting. I can either choose to use it or not. There's all kinds of really wacky items in this game, and that kind of makes the game a bit more exciting than what you might expect. Of course, just like when you're playing Alleyway or any of these block breaker games, the frustration starts to set in when there's only one block left, but you just have to work through it, and eventually you'll be able to clear through, even just that one block that's just remaining. The game works really well on the Game Boy Color, and the premise of it is actually something that you will want to carry around with you if you have an original Game Boy, or a Game Boy Color, I should say, original Game Boy Color. The happy face allows you to simply progress to the next stage. It's basically a level skip. Oops, I died. So what I meant by that is that this is a game where you can pick up and play it for a few minutes, and you don't really have to worry about being too into the game. This is the kind of thing that you can play for a few minutes, then put it down, and then, do something else. And as a portable experience, that's really the best kind of game. Alright, I got the rockets. You can only fire one rocket at a time, but that rocket will destroy a brick if it hits one. Multi-ball! Though I always find it almost impossible for that to happen. Alright, progress to the next stage. Yay! Now because the lasers are so much more powerful, he can only fire them once. I'm not actually even sure what some of the power-ups do, like that L there. Maybe it gives you an extra life? I don't know. But because the game is slower than if it was controlled with the paddle, it makes having the two multi-balls on the screen at a time more manageable. It doesn't matter if you lose one of them as long as you don't lose both of them. The Ninja Mask turns the balls into shurikens, which will pass through bricks. But it only lasts for a few seconds. So even though I have two balls on screen, trying to get this last one, always such a pain. So this stage introduces a new element, which is this blob, which will catch the ball and then throw it. Sometimes it can throw it upwards as well. And the ghost renders the blob basically useless for a few seconds. Again, just gotta love that sound of the European chiptune. No, I seem to be stuck in a pattern here. Yay, hit something. I don't believe that Taito officially made an Arkanoid game for the Game Boy Color, so getting Cool Bricks is probably going to be your next best thing. So I mentioned it before, but again, this game is European only. It was not released in either Japan or North America, so if you want a copy, you'll have to import. But luckily, Game Boy Color games are completely region-free, so there's no reason to worry about that. Oh, I died. One brick left. And I have to hit it multiple times. Just one more time. Bam. Alright, let's make this the last stage. Whoops. The magnet does exactly what you'd think it would do. It stops the ball and makes it attached to your paddle. So then you can launch it wherever you want it. Well anyway guys, that'll about do it for this video, so thanks for watching. If you have any questions about this game, feel free to leave those in the comment section down below and hit the like button. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time.